need to know from a men's perspective, are y'all waiting on girls to talk to you first? Like, are you waiting on a girl to ask you on a date first?
I would say that by and large, a lot of men would be pleasantly surprised if a woman actually made the first move.
That's crazy to me.
Why? When this
Point is, leave women alone. They don't want you.
is the type of thing that countless men see every single day pushed on social media.
Like when you're out in public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're like making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not gonna say something. How are you not gonna say something?
Because they keep hearing things like this.
Stop stalking them, putting them in vulnerable situations to try to get in their pants.
Is it becoming clearer yet?
Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days?
Oh, the huevos still exist. They're just playing it safe and avoiding individuals with this type of mentality.
Each one of you are gonna go to hell.
And what man in his right mind wouldn't want to approach that?
My man to be assertive and dominant. If you want to say something to me, say something to me.
I think a lot of men are honestly just confused because that type of behavior has been called toxic masculinity.
I'll give you the opportunity. I'll put my phone down. I'll drop the handkerchief. But I'm not gonna do it first.
Of course not. Because after all, that would just be too easy.
Women truly have no right to whine about how awful their love life is. On the other side, it's more difficult for guys. We are required to cover all costs, make all the plans, and execute the first, second, and 10th moves. We put up with the drama, baggage, hypergamy, and irrationality of women.
I'm telling y'all, men!
Oh, goody goody. Yelling.
You guys need to freaking get it together. Because, oh my god, I want a family. I want kids.
Okay, and?
And you guys suck! You suck.
How so?
Like, in this generation, I am not getting the family that I want. Nor am I getting children because you guys suck!
Still waiting on that explanation as to why.
That's all. Like, do I have to marry someone twice my age because y'all little boys, however old you are, act like little children?
Well, about that.
Because I don't want someone twice my age. But if that's what it freaking takes, like...
Like what? Just a thought. But individuals are not only attracted to what a person looks like, but how they behave. And if a person behaves in such a manner, it's no small wonder that they're not attracting individuals that are more emotionally mature.
Without any assurance of payment, we perform all of these tasks and more. They only need to sit there with an attitude and appear cute. What do they provide in the interim? A terrible attitude, lack of devotion or sincerity, selfishness, blue hair, having one or more children with another guy, and an entitlement mentality are a few examples.
Wait, so you're telling me that back in the day, when a mom and dad would split up, they would only give the dad every other weekend?
Yeah.
And people in those societies just accepted that as normal?
Uh-huh.
But every other weekend is only like 20% of the year.
Right.
I mean, that also means that by the time the kid is 10, they've effectively lost 8 entire years with their dad.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Didn't they know the damage of fatherlessness? Oh yeah, they had access to that information since like the 80s. They knew that kids raised without fathers were about 4 times more likely to experience anxiety and depression, drop out of school, end up in jail, end up addicted to drugs, so much more. But they still kept the every other weekend standard even into 2025?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, people just kind of thought that kids needed their moms more. But weren't moms also working at that time? Oh yeah, by 2024, 50 to 70% of married women were earning as much or more than their husbands, and they were securing the majority of all college degrees. Damn.
The whole reason Western countries are dealing with a horrendous dating market is for one simple fact. Most Western countries have stacked the odds so heavily in women's favor and have given them all the power with no counterbalance. As a matter of fact, they have made the natural counterbalance illegal. That counterbalance is professional intimacy services. If that was legal in Western countries, there is no way that women would act the way they do.
Men are so jealous of women, especially beautiful women.
Oh, are they? And why would that be?
Of all of that anger and all of that jealousy is the patriarchy.
Of course. Everything comes down eventually to the patriarchy, doesn't it?
The reality is that men are expected to wake up early every single day and go to work and get a paycheck and pay for bills, not only for themselves, but for their wives, their girlfriends, any future kids they might have.
What time period is one currently living in? Because the last time that I checked, women are actually expected to get up and go to work too.
They have to do hard manual labor or work their way up a corporate ladder, but women don't have to do that.
Silly me and a lot of other women. We're getting up in the morning for no reason, apparently.
And it makes y'all so upset that girls like me or other beautiful girls can capitalize off of our looks and make an amazing living.
I get it. It's those of us that aren't as conventionally attractive as others that have to go to work. Is that it?
And I'm not saying at all that just because a girl is pretty, she doesn't have to work hard or she isn't a hard worker. If anything, you kind of have to work a little bit harder to get over the bias of being pretty.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
But there's no denying that there are so many life advantages to being attractive. This goes for men and women, but for whatever reason, it makes men so upset. The fact that I make the money that I do and I have the lifestyle that I have because of my looks and what I post on social media really upsets y'all. Because y'all wish y'all had it this easy and y'all don't, so you're angry.
No, that's not it at all. It's not how someone looks that tends to upset people. It's the entitled attitude that a lot of individuals that are very attractive seem to have because they do seem entitled to a great many things that they are actually not.
The dating market would be a completely different place. Only fans would not exist. Women would be on their best behavior at all times in order to get and keep a man. Feminists would be completely ignored by both men and women. And the adult film industry would dry up overnight. You don't see countries with legalized professional intimacy services complaining about dating.
They tell men today, you do what's right? But they tell women, you do what's right for you, girl.
Yeah.
So it's two different stories. So it's very common for guys to fall for the trap of the hot single mom. She does all the right things when you meet her, of course, because, they want to draw you in. And then you start diving down the rabbit hole of spending time with them. Then you start taking vacations with them. And it just blows up. You're like, you get to the point where you're like trapped somebody, you're like, what the am I doing? And how did I get myself into this? And why are these kids so disrespectful? And why don't they appreciate any things that you're doing? It's like you have responsibility to her and kids that aren't even yours, but with no authority.
Yeah.
Like, what is the upside to a guy? So it's one of the red flags that I have on, my book on the chapter on red flags and why you want to be very careful with inviting single moms in your life.
Well said. Yeah.
There should be mandatory paternity tests for all births, and alimony should be banned. And there should be a $500 limit per child each month in child support regardless of income. If a man pays child support, he should get 50% custody. If he doesn't share custody, he shouldn't be required to pay child support unless he's an abuser, and it can be proven in court.
Sorry, I have to take my medicine.
Are you a performance artist?
Me?
Yeah.
I wish. Sorry, what?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, which one did I miss?
Hold on.
There's something wrong with this girl.
You need to leave.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you need to leave.
Why?
Can you just leave? Can you just leave? Now you're legally not allowed to be here. I have just trespassed you from my property. So I'm asking you kindly to leave.
Okay.
Brad, I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah.
Can somebody call the police?
Who knows? Once women can no longer get a decent guy, maybe they'll eventually realize that no-fault divorce and unfair pro-woman divorce settlements are against their interests as well, as they absolutely are. The previous marriage-divorce paradigm worked. The new system just doesn't. Those are the things that have led to the situation where long-term relationships are just about dead.
Women in general are always afraid. And men also need to stop demonizing this attribute in women because it's true about women. Women need constant reassurance, constant security, and stability. Now, when a woman accepts that she constantly needs reassurance and security, then she will start doing things in order to feel that reassurance and security, to not be burdensome with it. And the way that you don't become burdensome with your need to be secure all the time is by accepting that that's who you are. And when you do that, you start communicating that to others, and then now they don't go, oh, she's a crazy bitch. She's a woman who needs love and affection.
By getting married, women have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Nothing is at danger for women. Men who get married have nothing to gain and everything to lose. By getting married, men run the danger of losing everything. Nowadays, it's incredibly challenging to locate a car that is genuinely for sale. It is better to simply rent a vehicle, drive it hard, and then return it. A comfortable seat, little mileage, and nice bodywork are desirable. Keep in mind that it's only a rental, and there are many more to try out before you fall in love with it. You can lease for a longer period of time, but never buy because, according to the terms and conditions, you never really own it.
When a man does not feel appreciated in the area of his presence, he becomes a version of a man that he can give you and still survive. And I promise you, you will not like that version. That version of him is silent, frustrated, sharp with his words, short-tempered, non-communicative, because he has to become something that he can survive in.
I wanna
there's a very slim percentage of women who treat their man in a way that makes marriage a good decision for him. That slim percentage is what the vast majority of men hope for, but then don't receive. Those men who do obtain that slim percentage are convinced that they're not just lucky, but that they're doing the right thing and get treated right in response. That's the unfortunate trap that keeps naive men trying to do the right thing, thinking it will lead to them finding themselves making a good investment also. And yes, it is possible that doing the right thing will lead to a man finding himself in that slim percentage, but it is unlikely.
Y'all bullied men so much that they are all now banding together to enter their soft guy era. You bullied them and said that they're toxic if they're too masculine. Being a tough guy or a macho manly guy isn't gonna work for women. Well, you bullied them and it worked. And guess what? You aren't gonna be happy about the monsters beautiful monsters you created with all this drizzle soft guy energy entering the chat. Well, guess what, ladies? Who's gonna take out the garbage? The guys have all joined a pact together and said, it's your job to take out the garbage. Who's gonna be the passenger princess? Not you, it's him. All of these guys are joining together to now be in their soft guy era, and I don't think it's gonna change. In fact, expect more sass. Just when you thought you had too much sass in your relationship, just being you, more sass has entered the relationship.
Let me explain it to you in plain, factual words, women. If you even have an average appearance, if you had all the fundamental human qualities that any normal woman should possess, not being overweight, not having visible tattoos, being committed, having a kind heart, and being nice and not crazy, a good man would have found you long ago. The simple fact that you are by yourself says a lot about you. The soft guy era today is a direct response of men who are sick of women trying to use them for their resources. It's now the era of the men to pay it all back by making sure they're well taken care of by their women. Not the countless good guys you've laughed at, passed over, and refused to even give a second glance in the past. Since you rejected them all and chose the bad boys who hurt you and left you, you're left wondering, where are all the nice guys? They're well settled with the women who liked them for who they were. Here's the raw truth. The most expensive way to keep a woman is in the form of a wife. Think about it. Putting aside the need for friendship and companionship, physical relations with an escort is a financial transaction, but an honest one. She does not pretend to care or love you as a wife does. She does not need to lie. She wants your money, you, her body. You're both very clear about it. You pay for something specific, and you get it. We all pay one way or another. Why not make it an honest transaction, instead of creating fake scenarios where you waste your time, energy, and resources? When you crunch the numbers, it is so much cheaper to simply pay a pro from time to time as you feel the need. In marriage, you commit your life, your soul, your all, with no guarantee that she will not one day break the supposed-to-be lifetime contract, take half your life from you, and move on to another target. This is really sad, but our world has come to this place. If I was a really young man in today's society, I would not get married. I would enjoy my life, keeping the fruits of my labor, and enjoying the opposite gender as my desire demands. It's horrible to say, but we have evolved to this. There is simply no free physical relations between man and woman. A man always pays, one way or another. The most expensive method of engaging in intimate physical activity is marriage. According to statistics, men who choose to remain single and pursue physical intimacy with career women while also having far less financial responsibility and commitment have much less closeness during their lifetime of marriage than men who opt to have intimate relationships outside of marriage. They do in fact receive what they paid for. It is entirely reasonable. People that judge men for hiring a professional are the same kind of dumb people judging someone for not wanting to have kids. Life can be simple and easy thanks to professionals. You have all the time, money, and bedtime you could ever ask for. And peace of mind, of course. The only thing that is important is to have good connections and good friends to make life meaningful. But marriage is an archaic concept nowadays, with the current system, society, and laws protecting women. Another thing, women in society have made physical relations all about the woman's final release of pleasure, and nothing else. Women actually love not having one no matter what a man does. So they can go to lunch the next day with another woman or few and tell them how terrible the man she was with last night was, how he didn't do this or that or the other thing for sympathy from these other women. I've seen and heard various versions of this over the years in restaurants, and it always plays out the same way. Some female experts here on YouTube will tell you, you're supposed to ask her what she likes. If you do that, she'll be making fun of you the next day with her equally dysfunctional girlfriends. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, we're looking forward to your support. So please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.